So this next drink that I'm working on for Coffee Labs is a no waste sunflower. So we're gonna be using every single part of the sunflower, from the petals, the whatever this is, the stem, the leaves, and any other piece that makes up the sunflower. And I chose this to be my next drink because I really wanted to challenge myself. And I like the idea of how Michelin star restaurants, a lot of them use, they make no waste dishes. So they'll like buy a whole pig, use every single part of the pig. And I think that's really cool. And being at the flower farm, sunflowers are readily available. So I figured that would be a good subject. I've been fighting with this one for a long time because it's a very difficult task. There's not a lot of resources online for using every part of the sunflower to make a coffee drink. But that's also what makes it a challenge and what makes it a good fit for the coffee lab. So we'll break this down and we'll see if we can actually make a good drink out of this. So first, the petals. We're going to take these flower petals and we're going to make a simple syrup and soak the simple syrup in these petals for about 30 minutes to get some floral flavors into a sweet, simple syrup. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to break down the head of this. Obviously, I can't harvest the sunflower seeds, so I bought store-bought seeds. We're going to turn the seeds into a sunflower milk and break down the head and create a vegetable stock, which will be the base of the simple syrup liquid. Next, we're gonna break down these little unbudded sunflowers. If you strip them of these like prickly parts, I've heard that they're pretty similar to artichokes and they cook the same way. This one's really nice. It's almost budded, but not quite. So we're gonna break these buds down and saute them up like an artichoke. And along with the marrow harvested from the inside of the stem, we are going to make a puree, kind of a smoky, savory puree to counteract the sweetness of the simple syrup that will be mixed inside the drink. Now last, I've been really trying to figure out what to do with these leaves. They are huge and super rough. Also, disclaimer, I did do some research. Every part of this is edible, so I'm not gonna poison myself. And if you try this at home, you're not gonna poison yourself either. But these are like super rough. If you can kind of hear that, it's like paper. So I think what I'm gonna do is there's gonna be a lot of savory and sweet. I need a little bit of salt. And so I'm going to break these leaves down, cook them in the oven like kale chips, make them nice and crispy, and really salt them down with salt and sunflower oil. And then I'm gonna sprinkle that on top. And I think that should finish off the dish. So it'll be a latte with sunflower milk, and there will be sweetness, savory, and a little bit of salty. So I'm interested to see how this is gonna turn out. Alrighty, so we're sauteing the unbloomed sunflower heads and the stalk marrow. The marrow is kind of spongy and has the same texture of like tofu. I tasted a bit raw. It's pretty good. It just tastes like any vegetable. So we're sauteing this in butter to give it a little savoriness, and we'll puree that up after it's cooked. Alrighty, we got our vegetable stock right here, made out of the sunflower head. It's a nice auburn color, so that will be the liquid base of our simple syrup. So we'll mix this with, I think I'll do 1-to-1 or maybe 2-to-1 with sugar. It might need 2-to-1 to make it extra sweet. But then after that's all done, we'll soak the petals in it, make a nice floral vegetable stock simple syrup. We're moving right along. Okay, so I made the puree with the browned butter, marrow, and unbloomed sunflower. I'm not gonna show it to you on camera because it looks horrible, but I tasted it and it's actually pretty good. So when I was blending it, it wouldn't blend, it was sticking to the side, so I added some lemonade and some lemon juice, because butter, lemon, and kind of the vegetableness, I figured would go good with lemon. Okay, so I found a better solution to make it look better. I'm putting it through a tea strainer to get out all the chunks, and we're just getting the liquid out of it. It actually kind of looks like a grapefruit juice, but it's kind of, it tastes good, so it works. At least it doesn't look horrible now. Alrighty, so I've got the sunflower milk. I've never had it before. It's honestly not bad. I would not want to drink it every day, but I think it'll do the job for this one. Oh, but it kind of reminds me of like a mild almond milk. which is fine. I need to strain it, but for the most part, it tastes okay. Alrighty, so I went to the cafe and I made that drink, and I got some footage, but I didn't talk in the footage because there were customers there and I don't like doing this in front of people. But honestly, I'm really surprised how it turned out. I would say overall, was it great? No. Did it taste like I imagined? Yeah. It was pretty earthy. But I feel like everything worked as intended. You had the sweetness of the simple syrup, the bitterness of the sauteed concentrate, the saltiness of the crispy chips on top, and everything worked together. So I actually call it a success. I was able to drink it and enjoy it. It was an interesting and complex drink. Now, would I sell it? Probably not. One, because the prep is ridiculous, and two, because I know it's not for everyone. It was a very adventurous drink, and it was very rich. The flavors were incredibly strong and varied. It was just a very complex drink in general, that I feel like a lot of people wouldn't want to order, let alone spend money on it and be like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So I'll keep the recipe, but I'm not going to sell it. I think more so it was a challenge for myself to see if I could do it. I liked the idea of a no waste thing, and sunflowers just came to mind. So honestly, I'm pretty proud of myself for pulling it off and creating a drink. Ooh, I'm in the trailer and it's very hot in here. Honestly, I'm pretty proud of myself. It came out to be a pretty drinkable drink with a very, I know I said it before, complex flavors. I'm not good at describing things. But yeah, so I would call it a success. Everything worked together like it should. We used the entire sunflower. We used every part of it in the drink in one way or the other, and it came out to a cohesive drink. It wasn't horrible. I didn't have to spit it out. It was certainly not what I would go for in a coffee. It was incredibly earthy. But yeah, I would say for this coffee lab, it was a success. And I mean, if you want to try it at home, go for it. But I don't know if it's worth the time. It wasn't like groundbreaking enough to make me want to do it again. But yeah, pretty good. I would say overall success. And on to the next one.